So you find yourself looking to buy some speakers, a receiver, a subwoofer on Marketplace or wherever your local second-hand marketplace, Facebook, audiophile forum is. What do you look for? What do you check if you know nothing about these things? I'm going to show you, so stay tuned and watch this.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Guys and girls, welcome back to the channel. Long-time viewers will know by now that I always say when you buy your stuff, keep your packaging. So when you sell it on, it looks new and pristine like these. You would be fooled to think that this is a brand new set. These are 2 generations old. What's happening now is this client is upgrading to a next system. Now he wants me to sell it on for him. So I'm going to open these all up, take pictures, test them, and then facilitate the deal. So I thought while I'm doing this, good example to show you guys why I always say keep the packaging. One, look how nice this looks. If you are buying this from anyone, it will already be a plus point than just buying speakers standing. These are packaged like new. I'm going to delve into this packaging now and then just show you certain things to look at. The thing I want to start with is receiver. This is most probably the one where it's going to be the most difficult to check. So I would always say visual inspection, and then I would say plug it in and test it. So if it is still connected in the guy's house, I know we don't always want to go into the houses, people don't want us to let in, but you need to be able to test this in some sort of way. This is what I'm going to do now for the prospective new client. Test it, make a video, run for all the functions, show him that it is working and it's going on to him with me testing it. For the guys that can't test it, I really want to say, if you aren't buying this from someone reputable, willing to do what I'm willing to do to to show the client it works, or to actually, I still prefer that a client comes in when it's trade-in or second-hand stuff, to physically sit down and test it. But in this case now I can't, so I'm going to video the whole thing and send it to the client. I can actually just send him this video. So yeah, might do that. But let me show you visual inspections on these, what to look for. Number 1, packaging, all intact. Plus points, always plus points. I would actually, if a client doesn't bring me packaging, almost not want to do that deal, because it shows to me that the person doesn't really care. So plus points. I'm going to try and drag this closer so you guys can see. Let's do that. Okay, so let's go. Check, everything is in here. Power cable is in here. We have the manuals there, even the setup mic there, Wi-Fi aerial antennas there, power cable, Odyssey microphone, remote. These things look almost not used, and this is a 3700, so this is 2 years old. Pristine. Let's get the unit out. This is a person after my own heart. I would do exactly the same. Even the tape is put back on, almost like factory. So let me show you one of the big things I always look at. Look at the back of the unit. Look at the HDMIs. So just see, is it scratched or is it nice and clean? Because if it's scratched, what happened is someone was leaning over doing blind plug-ins into this unit. For those of you knowing, if you do a hot plug and it's blind, the HDMI cable carries power through it. So if you earth it on the side of the chassis, you will actually get a spark, and chances are the unit will turn off and can go into a protection. You can blow one of these HDMI ports. Next thing, I can see the guy used bare speaker wire, so all of these are turned out. He didn't take out the banana plugs. He did on some of them. So on the fronts we have some banana plugs there, but this is absolutely pristine, no markings whatsoever. It's kept nice and clean. I can see a bit of dust, but you know, nothing to cry about. This is very well maintained. We will turn around now. Look at, next thing is look at the top panel. Come on guys, I'll pull that in later. Look at the top panel, look for any scratches. This looks very good, almost absolutely nothing except from a little bit of dust. Let's look at the front fascia. No marks whatsoever. Little bit of dust. Pristine. Buttons feel the way they should. So visual inspection on this, absolutely mint. Let's just have a look at the bottom. Always try and inspect the screws, guys. Look at the side screws. Look at the bottom screws. See if they look like they've been tampered with. Where this, absolutely nothing. There's no tamper evidence at all. Let's look at the screws on the other side. None. Never seen a screwdriver. This unit is as good as can be. Epic. So next will be to plug this in and then to test it. Run through all the channels. See that they all go through the test zones. See that all the speakers are firing, so there's no dead power amplification outputs somewhere. HDMIs, check the HDMI. See that they're all working. See that it receives the signal and it passes the signal. Those are the big things. Does it do audio? Does the HDMI work? The rest will mostly be settings for things that don't work, like the ARC might not be turned on. You know, small Dolby Atmos, those things and then to do the HDMI outputs, 4K. This is not a 4K enhanced model. No, I think this did have. This had one of them, hey? Yeah. So this had one of them where you could add the PlayStation to your 8K. There's the 8K input, and then it was output 8K. So this has the advanced 4K, 8K settings. These are actually very nice units, the 3700s. The only thing this does not have that the new 3800 has is the 4 subwoofer outputs, which I absolutely love. But okay, let's move on to the next thing. Everything here looks mint. Next we will be moving on to the speaker visual inspections that you need to do. Let's move over to the next only equipment with electronics built in. That will be the subwoofer. Speakers mostly are going to be a visual inspection, plugging them into power and hearing if all the drivers fire correctly. Those are actually the easiest parts. This is the next one where you might run into a bit of a dud, that someone might be trying to pull a fast one on you. So this is the thing I would also say, test properly. And we all know how clips can be on their place amplifiers. It is something that you really need to check out. So let's check out this one. Again, this client's after my own heart. There's the packaging. There's the paperwork all on top. Let's roll this sub out. Here's the subwoofer out. Let's just get the plastic from underneath. Let me actually turn this around again. Absolutely mint. Just do a visual inspection. There's a little mark, but that will sort of come out. Otherwise, no corners are chipped. Nothing is bad. Even took the liberty to clean off the feet. Other side. All good. Absolutely no problems. Always have to just clean up. These have always been quite hard wearing, this finish that they do on these subs. Let's put this upright, not on the amplifier. Okay, let's get this off. Now let's do a visual inspection of the grill. No dings, no tears, no nothing. Cut the clips off nicely. All of these plugs are good and intact. Absolutely mint, nothing to cry about there. Driver. Look for any cracks in the rubber. Look for any looseness on the cerometallic where it meets the rubber. Look for that. Again, look for tamper screws if this was ever taken out and worked on, but absolutely no complaints here, all looks good. Let's check the amplifier side. Okay, so again a bit of dust in the port there, all looks good. Yeah, all feels good, gain feels good, these switches feel good. Visual inspection, all good. Screws not been tampered with, so this sub has not been opened up. How you can test one of these if you don't have a receiver: put power to it, then you take your RCA cable from a receiver or some source, and as you put it in to the line in slowly, just sort of out and in, it's the same thing as lost, like real men go real men go from real men go to the back, and now I'm doing innuendos here, but you need to say, oh, this is going south again. At RCA, and just sort of play with it a bit in the port, in the plug, in the line in, and then see if it does a bzz, 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 bzz sound. That will mean that the amplifier is functioning and it is sending power to the woofer. One way to test it, but again, I would say plug it in and do a test, run some bass test tones, and just hear that everything is firing good. If all of that checks out, epic. So visual inspection on this, 10 out of 10, same as the receiver. Next thing we're going to be checking is the speakers. Let's start with the smaller speakers first. We will do the center channel and the height modules as one because they are quite easy to unbox and to inspect. Again, clients after my own heart. Manuals, everything, all the plastic. Not even use the feet. This stuff is like new. This stuff is like absolute new. Like brand new, guys. This is the type, if you're buying from someone like this, absolute, like brand new. Not a mark. Not a mark. Original packaging, everything. This is when you get one of those deals where you just say, yes, yes, please, let me have some of those. I almost don't need to check the rest, but it's my duty, so I'm going to. Again, everything, guys, as mint as can be. Packaging, speakers, absolute mint. I'll check these now. Let's move over to the big boys. Okay, floor standers. This is where you want to spend a bit of extra time to look at these weren't bumped or damaged because they're big speakers. Everything like brand new. Again, booklet like new. Feet that come separate. Even the feet, everything as exactly like new. Not a mark at the back terminals. Not a mark. I would almost, you can see the terminals removed, but I would almost say these haven't been used. These are absolutely brand spanking new. Excellent condition. These are the Atmos speakers with the heights built in. So you can see we have this cover on top. There you go. There's the Atmos speaker built in. Very cool. You can see a bit of dust on there, so I'll just clean those off. This goes back in. But absolutely mint. No marks except for a bit of dust. Heavy speaker. And then this should be your normal Clips affair. So this is the 600 one with the smaller drivers and not the 800 one with the bigger drivers. But everything checks out. Grill's absolutely mint. So the next step for me will be to plug in the receiver, connect all of this up and see that it works. For you that can't test now, this will basically be where you end. But I would always say plug it in and see that it all works. But looking like this, I don't think you can make a mistake. Educated guess, do the buy. Shows that this client or this person really looked after the stuff. So just use your common sense when looking at stuff. If we opened this up now and it was like torn and bumped and no original stuff, obviously already you don't want it and you want to test it. But when it looks like this, it's like a new car. If it looks perfect, it's clean, everything, it most probably is, and the person looked after it. So look after your gear and then when you sell it on, the next person is getting a good deal. These are going for half the price of new, but the next person can buy with confidence knowing that that kit is good. So it just makes the sale that much easier. Okay guys, so I hope this helped you to look at kits, what to look for, and all of that stuff. Physically, look at everything, look at the condition, try plug in the stuff and see that that works. Like always, hope you find this useful. And if you did, please be so kind to give us a like, subscribe and share. Stay safe, and I'll see you in the next video. Anyways, take that RCE. I can't keep a straight face.